I think that's a pretty good. Yesterday, accidentally ended into a trade, so I tried to stop myself out. How long did it stop me? 38 seconds. I didn't even realise. So I only lost 75 quid. It's fine. So I'm not really counting that as a trading day because it was an accidental order placed. I was hoping to get break even. I had it at um literally I think I put it at like 75 stop loss, and then just put the take profit at like $5 because I wanted to just hopefully get break even because it was accidental. And then after that I left the market because it's influencing me and it's impacted my trading day when you accidentally take a trade. So interesting day on the markets today. So let me just go through quickly. It's a bit of a nightmare. So, you know, technically we've broken structure back to a downtrend on both pairs. So we are downtrending on the 4 hour. On the hour, I can see arguments for we've gone back to the upside. But looking at the 4 hour on both pairs, we need to be breaking past this high in 22 minutes. So that'll be interesting to see. Then we scale down to the 30-minute time frame. Obviously, I just forgot to say as well, major imbalance there, and we're in the imbalance there. 30-minute time frame. Scale down to the 30-minute time frame. We've got a bullish imbalance, which we've obviously just tapped into, and that was one of the key levels I was waiting to be hit, and seeing how price reacts from that point. We've got lots of bullish liquidity to hit in the market. I would like to wait for strong confirmation of a bullish trade over entering too soon. Something I will say today is a difficult day in the market because of CPI. I mean, to go from 561 to 610, yeah, it's literally 50. That's a lot. That's a big move. Higher time frame breaker structure, broke past the lows, needed to seek liquidity to push further up. That's why we broke past the lows. Inverse the 1 minute fair value gap. Take a trade, stops beneath the lows.
Order filled.
Like I've said before, something that's important is not being hesitant to enter. If I lose, I lose, bro. Right. So another thing you can do with your pre-entry commitment, if you don't want to write there two beforehand, but you want to write there sort of when you've taken the trade, is take it as soon as you've taken the trade, bro. There's no difference between writing it just before you take it or just, you know, after you've taken it, because I've taken it now and what I've written down is don't let my emotions enter. I've taken it because I don't want my emotions to dictate my actions. At the minute, I've got my take profit very high. Realistically, that's the pass to eval. Do I care about passing eval today? No. Would I rather take a 1 to 2 trade, which would be the oh no, hang on, which would be there at the top of the data range, it makes my profit 1,000. And then I would need 400, 500 to pass the evals. Pass the eval. I think something that's really important is how you deal with a loss psychologically. At the end of the day, they're going to be factors for the reason of the loss. I'm not going to just lose because the market wanted me to lose. I'm going to lose for a reason if I lose. And then one of the most important things you can do is take some time after you've taken the loss. 100%, you feel like, oh, you feel shit. Yeah, let them emotions, let them flow through. They're gonna come in waves. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be flowing. Let them keep flowing until eventually they keep settling down. Then it's less and less until eventually the emotional thoughts are gone, and then the logical thoughts start popping up. Why did I lose? And then this is a question you can find the answer to. You go back, and there'll always be a clear reason why you lost. So it could be you rushed an entry, you was hesitant, you missed an entry, and then you felt like you missed out. There's always a reason why you lost. Sometimes it'll be just probability. Sometimes, but there's always something you might have missed in the market, maybe on the higher time frame, maybe just, emotionally, in your head. Maybe you was feeling in the moment before you entered rather than thinking logically. And then that could have been the reason that influenced you into taking a trade that you knew you shouldn't have really taken anyway. Maybe you've been in the market too long and now you just wanted to take the trade for sake of taking a trade. Maybe you just want to, because in close passing evals, maybe you just want to take a trade because hopefully you can pass your eval. There's always a reason. 100%. Always a reason. You need to find out what that reason is. So when you take that losing trade, let the emotions come, bro. Let them flow. I wanna hear these emotions. I want them, because I understand that the counteract. The more I get used to these emotions, the more I understand, and I can separate the emotions from my logical thinking. And then I know when I'm emotionally thinking then over logically thinking. And that's something that's really important in the market. So, win or lose, obviously you want to win. And obviously when you lose, you didn't want to lose. But it's going to happen. You got to get used to it. Is what it is, bro. See that? No, I thought of popped into my head, right? So, could I now trail my stop loss underneath this low? Because technically it's a higher low. Technically the market's still uptrending. And in a way it is a logical point. 100% you could consider trailing your stop loss higher, so then you lose less. And, it is a logical thing. It's made a higher low. The market shouldn't, if it's going in your direction, it shouldn't go back underneath that low. So it is logical thinking. I would completely agree that trailing my stop loss now, even by, how much points was it before? 66 to 33. Then I'm risking half as much on the trade. And it's still in a logical perspective. The stop loss.
Order filled.
I've attempted to trail my stop loss and it's hit my take profit. But I was definitely trailing my stop loss for there because it's made a higher low. I'm gonna risk less. It's in a logical point. I think it's a good place. Full TP was 7.3, I believe. So I'll put it there just so we know where I would have needed to go to pass my eval. But Rome wasn't built in one day. So now I need $250 to pass my eval. I mean, even saying that just sounds beautiful. It does sound beautiful. But, you know, I was patient today. I loved my trade today. I would have taken that trade 100 times out of 100. It's logical, you know, like I said, no emotions involved. And even when the trade was going on and the money was, you know, just keep your thinking cap on. Even talking out loud can help a lot, because talking has more power than just thinking. You know, when you're speaking, you're convincing yourself. So 100% talk if you need to. One thing I do sort of despise is that I won, because I feel like a cocky little fucker, because I'm very close past my evals. But but bro, you need to understand, it's taken me time to get to this point in trading. I don't wanna boost my own ego. I haven't taken a payout publicly yet, but I am a good trader, I believe, and even if I ain't, it's better to believe that anyways. How can I believe in my own brain that I'm not a good trader when, like, that thought doesn't enter my mind, bro? I believe I'm the best, and that's how you gotta think. But even the best can always still learn stuff, so that's another thing. And that's about it. So need 250 to pass the eval. We'll do it when we do it, eh? Anyways, that's my trade for the day. You know, write it in my journal. Happy days, eh? What trade have you lot taken today, bro?